Hey guys, Civilord here, back in with another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Mythic Legion's War of the Aetherblade, Attila Leonisyr versus Gorgo Aetherblade 2-pack. That's right, a 2-for-1. Brought to us by the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios, of course. These guys were a... was it Kickstarter, backer kit, Forge Horsemen? I don't know, some kind of crowdfunding campaign exclusive deal. Of course, I backed it to get this set specifically. I got it, and it's a mixed bag. I'm not gonna lie. I like the figures quite a bit. I do think there are some improvements made here, but I do believe there are a couple of things that could have been done a little better, and judging by the clips you can blatantly see on these guys' arms, you're probably guessing what one of those things is. That said, let's get right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at their accessories, starting off with Attila. He, of course, comes with a sword. Now, he's already got the scabbard on his belt there, because much like a Duban, the way you kind of feed it into that style of belt, it's a very specific way to do it so it fits right and doesn't look ridiculous. So I just took the sword out rather than take the whole thing out, because with him I gotta pop the friggin' torso apart, and that's a pain right in the arse. He does come with an alternate unhelmeted head, which is pretty cool, and a neck to go with it. We don't have a lot of flesh tone necks, so that's kind of cool. But there he is, looking like a cocky dirtbag that he is. And then we also get an alternate faceplate. Now, the way the faceplate works is if I bring him over here, you just kind of work the lion helmet off. You just kind of work it off. I don't know where it pops off, actually. Ah, there we go. You just kind of pop this thing off. There we go. And then you got the face there. Pop that off. Swap the new one on. Not the best swappable face tech, really. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. I'd rather just have the helmet head and the unhelmeted head. Two different expressions. Being honest. But, snapping this down. There. There he is with the alt face. It's cool, but a bit cumbersome. I would prefer to have that first Attila head with the helmet glued in place and just swap heads if I really wanted to. There's the other face. I think one of them's kind of PO'd looking. You can see that there. Then he, of course, comes with his mighty lion hammer. Just some weight to it. You actually pop the end of this thing off, which can be easier said than done, but it can be done. There we go. Peg is on the hammer itself. I'd be careful pulling it off, though. You don't want to snap the handle, but there's the lion's head hammer part. The lion's head part. And according to the lore, this is a fake hammer. This is not the real lion hammer. The lion hammer was stolen by, I'm guessing, Aetherblade, right? That's why they're here, right? That said, he, of course, comes with his shield with the horned lion on it. Now, the thing with these shields, you could pop these suckers out from behind and have swappable shield plates here. The problem with that, though, they weigh a crap ton more because of that. And we do get the shield handles. I don't know if this is the right one or not. And these fit pretty decent on here. The handles aren't loose, but the thing is, when you go to put these in their arms, or in their hands, I should say, they just kind of fall off. So what you do is you clip one of these shield clips onto their arm, and you plug it on the side, but the only problem with that is, it's loose in the shield clip. So these new shields look great, but all around, kind of a massive fail. So that kind of sucks. You know, a $100 2-pack, I expect slightly better engineering than that. What they should do, and this is my 2 cents, not being a freaking toy engineer whatsoever, but I messed with enough stuff. I think I know a thing or two. I think they should do with the birds what they do with the shields. They have a little sleeve that goes over the wrist, and then you can slip the shield on that. You plug it on. I think that would work out really well. That said, in the way of Gorgo Aetherblade's accessories, he gets the shaft, man. He's got the axe we're used to seeing, and you can pop the spike off the back, but you don't get the extra axe head, and that kind of blows. I might try and find that extra axe head off somebody, but, you know, shouldn't have to. You should have come with, for $100, you should have come with the darn thing. Like, come on, dude. And then he comes with a much better Aetherblade, not with the flame effect. So that kind of, again, for $100, you could have given us the flame effect and the freaking axe head. And some shields that, like, I'm just gonna go out there and say it. This costs too much. All right, this is a little bit overpriced. Like, you get one of the Horsemen and the horse for $95, and these two together cost $100. It don't feel like $100 to me. Okay, and that's not all that's wrong with this 2-pack for me personally. But you do get a well-painted Aetherblade minus the flame effect. Sucks. I used to have an extra one of those, but I gave it to somebody who was a nincompoop and didn't buy it when it initially came out. So, you know what? That's what you get for being nice sometimes. And then I do have the we do have the Leonisyr shield. You can pop this out the back. And these are kind of loose. I'm not gonna lie. The shield heads on the back. They don't really snap in there. But I will tell you, Gorgo's shield is a little better. It's a little better. When I plug this in, not as loose. It doesn't really flop around like Attila's, but still, I don't care for these shields. I would have rather just had them solid molded pieces, maybe a little flatter, a little thinner, a little bit more lightweight. Just more practical, you know? How are you going to carry that thing into battle? So, moving Gorgo to the side, we're going to look at Attila here. And I'm going to try and make this kind of short and sweet, like the Spawn Batman 2-pack video. And just compare these guys to figures here, as opposed to doing a size comparison segment. So here he is with Magnus. And you can see they're kind of going for a standard gold color here. These two match up pretty well. They're close, if not the same. Right? Just like the Gold Knight Legion builder we looked at last week. They do kind of sync up, which is cool because they are from the same faction. Now, I missed out on the original Attila. Tried to get them during an in-stock. I got screwed because their website was trash. So, I got him here. He seems a bit clustered up here in the shoulders and whatnot. Maybe if these little tassel thingies were to be taken off, via heating him up and X-Acto knifing the suckers off. He'd have a little bit more range and wouldn't be as cumbersome. Maybe? Maybe? But I will tell you, my main issue with these figures, other than the shields, I could probably deal with lack of accessories. I mean, Hasbro gives us less crap than that for more money. These capes, I do not like these capes. I like the capes from where they connect down. Very nice material. Same as Dubon, I think. And I like the wire, but the way these connect sucks. I do not care for these elastic nylon bands here, because over time, you know what's going to happen to that? Snap. They are going to snap, because it's essentially a rubber band connection keeping these things on the figures. Now, if you don't take them off, they might be fine. Alright? The less you mess with them, the better off they're going to be. But as it stands, I think I am just going to hit up somebody on the Mythic Legions Cabal and get some standard kind of whatever capes for these guys, because I do not want to deal with this nylon crap. I think it's nylon, elastic band, whatever you call it, but it's just some stuff I'm not willing to deal with when it snaps, you know? I'd rather just have a cape that just hangs, and that's it. That said, Attila's connects a certain way. He's got this kind of collar thing going on here with his. They wrap around the little nubbins here and here. And then on the back, and then I think on the arms, I think they tuck into the arm sockets too. So a lot of there's a lot involved with getting these capes on. It's a pain in the arse. And then they got that nylon crap. I don't know. I love the work C. Jessam does for the Horsemen, but these capes are, I don't think they're the best thing they've done. Their quality, other than that, but the way they connect is kind of a big deal. And now we have my favorite figure in the 2-pack, Gorgo Aetherblade, whose antler was a little cocky there. He comes with the regular belt, so he gets the short end of the stick. He just gets the standard belt there. His cape is just as much of a pain in the neck as Attila's. His kind of goes around these little sharp bits on his torso there. And then you gotta stretch those nylon bands past the pauldrons, so it's a nice snug fit onto the figure. And yeah, it's just a pain in the butt. And there was like no instructions on how to do that. And I'm not one to sit here and complain about Mythic Legions hardly ever on this channel when I review them, that is. Trying to obtain them is one thing, but once you have them, they're usually pretty good. But I just don't know what's going on with these capes. Why is putting them on so complicated? Like, just put some frickin' pinholes in the Sons of Monkeys and put them on. I don't need this complex way of doing it. You know, you don't need it. You don't need it to be done that way. That said, comparing Gorgo to the closest thing I have to a 1.0 version of him, we got Vorgus Vermilius, the Blood Armor. Still one of my favorite figures. But the first Gorgo had the same helmet, the same loin piece, the same pauldrons, the same torso as this guy. So if you want to know what a Gorgo 1.0 looks like, there you go. Even comes with the same sword and axe. That said, this guy's loin piece is new and really, really stiff. I think his belt is new. Is this belt piece new? Let me check. What does Vorgus have? I think it's new on Gorgo here. It looks new, but I'm not sure. It might be a little bit different, but it could also be the same. Torso's new because it's got the little hooks on there for the cape. And then the pauldrons are new. This gorget piece is new. The head is new. The antlers are the same, though if you have the Bronze Dwarf Legion Builder, I think those antlers would look a lot better on this guy. a lot better. And also the red belt from the Black Knight Legion builder. I'm going to swap that on instead of this brown one here, because Gorgo has a lot of red and black going on, and I think that would work quite well. So as far as articulation goes, we'll just look at it on Gorgo here. He's got a ball peg in the head, which actually, if I can pop this off, he's got a skeleton neck peg. So what the Sam heck is this guy? I don't know, but hopefully someday we find out, and we'll get like a Gorgo. We're gonna get a third Gorgo just to get the unhelmeted head. That'd be kind of, well, maybe they'll update the cave, so I guess it's not a total loss, but I am curious as to what this guy is. You could throw an Ilgar skull on there, because I kind of doubt these antlers are his. What if this helmet is actually his face? That would be kind of wild, right? But he's got the ball joint in the head. He can look side to side. Antlers are going to get in the way. I will say those gold antlers are a little snug, more snug on this guy than these. His pauldrons move up and down. I will say you're going to want to use a little bit of heat popping these pauldrons in. I like the little spikes there. They are a bit of a pain in the butt, but once you get them on, they stay on. His shoulders go out, down, forward and back. Elbow hinge. Swivel at the elbow, swivel at the gauntlet, swivel at the wrist, hinge at the wrist. He's got a ball joint in the waist. Then the hips can kick forward and back, out to the side. Might have a little bit of a loose spot here, but it's not the end of the world. Not enough to replace anything, really. That said, this hip never wants to go down all the way. I don't know why. Does have a thigh cut, a hinge in the knee, swivel below the knee, a swivel at the foot. There we go. Hinge at the foot, rocker, and 2 peg holes, or display stand if you got one. And just to save time, because we've been talking for a minute here about these two, I'm not going to gear them up. I'm just going to stand them back up here and move right along to our comparison with our 2 regulars here. I will note too, Attila has a soft goods loincloth, a wired soft goods loincloth, so that's pretty cool. So there are some things that they did quite well with these two, but again, for the price, they could have done some things a little better. That said, enough of that. Let's bring in Brother Mandibulith. As long as he wants to be brought in. There we go. There he is. And of course, here is the infamous 11 spawn. Now, Gorgo Aetherblade is a premium member of the Red and Black Club. That is no question. But Attila, not so much. He's got the red, but he doesn't have the black. So, with that being said, it's time now to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and as much as it pains me to say this, because I really, did I say really? Well, I'm going to say it again. Really wanted to say that this 2-pack right here of Attila, Leonisyr, and Gorgo Aetherblade 2.0, by the way. I don't think I said that throughout this entire video, but these are 2.0s, but most of you guys in the know already knew that. I wanted this to be one of the top 10 figures of the year kind of deal, right? Much better than that Spawn 2-pack, which was half good, half kind of crap. But while I don't think this is even close to the same situation as that, there are just some things holding these guys back for me. First and foremost, the shields are a pain in the arse, as well as the capes. There is some joint looseness, particularly with my Gorgo Aetherblade, the one I like the most, in the hip area. So, you know, holding that shield, it's going to make his legs spread out on the one side, and that's just no good. Maybe I can fix that. If I can fix that, I will retract that statement and say it's fine, because the figure I have in mind to do the swap is the Black Knight, and he doesn't need the tightest hips ever to stand up on the shelf where he is. He won't have a giant shield holding him down either. We also did not get that axe head with Gorgo Aetherblade, or the flame effect for the Aetherblade, which kind of stinks, you know. I would have liked those. For the price, it's $100. Gorgo does not feel like a deluxe figure. We're getting figures at the standard price point that come with more stuff than him and have more new parts than him. He should have come with the freaking axe head at the very least. That's not a new piece. Attila got a new hammer, a new shield, a new head, new pauldrons. He's got the soft goods loin piece. That's not as big of a pain in the neck as the cape. Like, he got a lot more than Gorgo did, and I don't really understand why that is. It should have been an even spread between the two of them. So, yeah, just a mixed bag. I think it's a good set. If you don't have these characters, you're going to pay a lot more than $100 to get each of these guys, probably more than $100 a piece at this point. Maybe you'll find a deal, but I don't know. I kind of wouldn't mind having the 1.0s just to kind of kit bash and swap parts with, because sometimes less is more, especially in terms of the capes. I love what CJSM does with the capes, but the way these things attach, it's just not looking good as far as longevity goes. So hopefully the Vorgus Vermilius 2.0, which was a Legions Con exclusive, does not have the same cape setup and is just peg holes that go into the pauldrons. Keep it simple, man. You don't need to have all this overly complicated engineering and stuff to make it good. You just need to make it good, alright? And I know this is an old 2-pack and this might be falling on deaf ears at this point, but hopefully somebody else had the same problems as me, and the Horsemen are taking note of that and are looking into ways of improving it. That's typically what they tend to do. They're really cool in that regard, but man, I'm a little disappointed here, to say the very least. It does kind of suck. You're looking forward to something, you get it, and then it's like, especially for the price, it's like loose joints in this day and age, I'm sorry. I don't give a crap if it's mass produced or not. There are plenty of ways to prevent that. Loose joints should just be a thing of the past. It's 2023. Can we please get on with something different to complain about other than loose joints? Especially fresh out of package or barely used. Like, come on. Come on. This should be a 20-year-old problem, not a current problem. So, with that being said, my pointless complaining aside, I do still like this set. I like having these characters, but man, they could have been a little better. So, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, /rant, /ramble, /whiny, complainy, bitch fest. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.